from 7 to 3. Overindulged in the flesh like it's free. We're on a fast ride where monkeys killing time with machines.
Your shower is ready. Please proceed to shower 6.
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? Welcome back to the bullshit. Another week of the bullshit. How's everybody doing out there? We hit a little milestone. We did. We're over the 2,000 subscriber mark. Obviously, a lot of that has to do with this guy Trucks, doing his thing. I figured we'd get there, but I figured it was going to be a few more months, so that obviously pushed us over. And as I said, I got a bit overwhelmed with that whole deal. There was a lot going on there for a minute. So welcome to all the new subscribers, and thank you for everyone who's been around and all that nonsense. And also thank you to Trucking with Joe for the $9.99 super thanks there. I appreciate that for sure. And I try not to brag about my wealth, because I don't like people to get jealous. But I do gotta tell you guys something. I got 6 inches of memory foam on this here mattress, huh? Got me some memory foam off of Amazon, boy, and that bed is sleeping nice. It ain't 2 inches, it ain't 3 inches, it's 6 inches. The size of most of y'all. Never mind with that, but it's comfy. It's pretty comfy. I was sleeping pretty good last night. But anyway, yeah, I was going to see the comments there, and definitely got some haters came over, but there was one on there I think was supposed to be a mean comment, but fuck, it made me laugh yesterday when I woke up and I was getting ready. I was so excited to get back out here on the road, Open up my phone, and this comment says, "You and Josh should just get married and open yourself up a trucker gay bar." Dude, I was rolling. I even had to show my dad. I was like, "Is this shit funny or what?" Right? The shit people come up with. Now that's funny to me. I don't know about the whole gay thing. I'm not really into men. I thought about it when I was younger, because everybody was being gay, and I thought, well, maybe I'm gay. Let's check into that. I kind of like the ladies. I kind of feel like Josh likes the ladies too, because as far as I know, he's got a wife, a mistress, a girlfriend, and I think he's still got working on some more action. I don't know how he keeps up with it all myself. I try to stay out of that world as much as I can. I do get a little bit lonely. I'm not lying. You get a little bit lonely. But then I think about dealing with these women, and I'm like, no, fuck it, man. Just stay in the truck. Just keep the curtains closed. Don't talk to anybody, right? So I'm not really down with the whole gay thing or the whole gay marriage, but the gay trucker bar, oh, fuck. I got to get with Josh on that. That's a good idea right there, man. We could get fucking wealthy off of that one, because there's plenty of gay fucking truckers out here. I'll tell you that right now. Yo, it was recently pointed out to me by some people. One particular person is Sizzling Trucker, right? I'm an old geezer and I do shit in an old-fashioned way using email and all that shit that nobody really uses anymore, right? You feel me? So check it out, man. I got a grand announcement for you. I am now on Instagram, right? You can find me on there as Trucker Trash Dustin, and then I'm on Snapchat as Trucker Trash DUS. I struggle with the transition. I don't know if other people do that. I used to do it back when I had my family, my wife and kids, and the dogs and the cats and all that shit, right? The goats and the sheep and the chickens and the hens and all the shit we had going on, right? Well, I thought that was just because I had my family and I missed my wife and I missed my kids and stuff. When I get home, I struggle to transition into being home, into being who I am when I'm home and dealing with all the shit I have to deal with at home, right? But right about the time that I start to get comfortable and relaxed and used to being home, it's time to go back out on the fucking road again.
Single stuff or double stuff. I'm a double stuff person myself.
I'm not mad at that. I gotta say, right? Because I always gotta say, I gotta get used to this whole new world trucking shit here, right? Like, man, I'm still making money, right? So I'm all right with that. I'm good with that. I'm not complaining. We'll do that later on. But just the way things are is weird. Like, especially if you go back to the paper log days and the shit when I started, like in the early 2000s. I don't miss those days. I'm happy to have this ELD that keeps everybody in check on that whole thing. Otherwise, the dispatcher should still be doing that shit, right? Because that's what the ELDs are for, more to keep the companies in check than it is us. But even after the ELDs, when I was trucking, it was like run. Like, you deliver this load, you grab it, you reload, you get rolling, you run out your hours, you take your 10 down, you get up, you run, right? And you just keep running, you're busy as fuck. And then when you got home for the weekend, it was like 36 to 48 hours off. Like, I remember bitching at them, being like, man, fuck that. I've been on the road for 2 weeks, man. I get fucking 2 days off. And they're like, oh, I need you to go out, blah, blah, blah. I'll fuck you, and then I'll quit or something, right? They were job hopping. But not now, you know, and not just this company, but other companies. It's like a lot of sitting around. This dude up here, right? He's all in the iron skillet, and he's like, how is the chicken parmesan? Is the parmesan clumpy? How about the Alfredo? Is that a dark Alfredo or a light Alfredo? Motherfucker, you're in the iron skillet at the truck stop. You'll eat what the fuck they give you, right? I mean, I just had the pot roast, right? I don't know. Is it a dog? Is it maybe one of these missing people you see hanging up on the wall in there? I don't give a fuck. It tasted fine to me. Well, I thought we better hop in here with some trucking information, right? Because this is a trucking channel and, you know, a life channel, right? Whatever. But I got some thoughts on that. Let me get my glasses on, my news glasses, you know, that make me smarter, right? They always do. And you can't hit a guy with glasses, can you? Is that still a thing? So that means nobody can kick my ass anymore. But this article right here, right, talking about insurance, you can read the whole article on Landline Magazine. But you see how they're saying a raise in insurance by 566%. That's a bunch of jargon shit there. But the bottom line of the whole deal is, like, that's what I was kind of saying. That's what's going to kind of clean this industry up a little bit and get it out of the freaking wild, wild world that it's in right now. Could I be wrong? There's a pretty good chance, because I do drive one of these trucks, you know. Alrighty, let's do a little bit of the sitting around the truck thinking too much stuff. So, like loneliness out here on the road and depression and all that shit, right? It's a real thing. It's a real thing for everybody, even if you're not a trucker. But I'm sitting here and I'm not running right now. I'm waiting. I'm not too worried about the money end of it, because I watch them do this a lot, where I'll sit around early in the week and not really run very many miles, and I'll sit around, and then all of a sudden, bang, they'll have some shit going on. They'll make money for the week, right? But as I'm sitting here, I'm like, God damn, what a waste of life, man. I could be doing something else in my life than just sitting here in this truck stop. Didn't y'all know who Theo is? I'm gonna tell you real quick. He's a stand-up comedian, if you don't know who he is. But I thought it was kind of interesting how far he's gone, because I see he had old Donald Trump on one of his interviews there. So if you don't know who Theo is, I don't know, it wasn't, 7-8 years ago or whatever, he wasn't all that famous. He was somewhat famous, you know what I'm saying, but he wasn't like super famous or anything. He went on Joe Rogan, that bumped him up quite a bit, and then just a lot of other shit, and he's became pretty popular and pretty famous and pretty wealthy now. But at the time, I mean, he was like living in this apartment. I don't think he had much money at all. He didn't have a car or nothing, right? He was just a struggling comedian, right? Then he was doing this podcast in his kitchen. It was just kind of a slow-paced podcast about stories of his life and funny shit like that, right? And then sometimes he would get all emotional on there and shit. It was a bit strange, but a cool podcast, you know? Anyway, he just progressed through to the point where he's interviewing people like Donald Trump. And that was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, rarely do you go to a dinner and everybody's eating, like, you know, Xanaxes or something, you know, for appetizers. Right. Usually people are having like a mint, you know, a mint julep or something a little fancier, Negroni I just learned about. Right.
And then when Theo was talking about like doing cocaine and fucking hookers and shit, you know, Trump just kind of rolled with it, like. And then you're you're doing go-kart and racing with hookers and stuff. It gets bad.
Just not to do it, right?
Right. So then in the end, you're like, I have to not do it. Hey, do y'all remember the old days when the lot lizards used to fuck you? Now the truck stops just fuck you. A bunch of overpriced shit in there, huh? Look at this new bullshit here. Leave it to California, man. Especially that fucking Newsom idiot out there, huh? And it sucks because California is actually a very beautiful state as far as scenery and all that. A lot of produce comes from there. A lot of shit going on. A lot of good people in California. But look at this whole new deal right here, right? With the speed limiter regulation shit that they just can't leave the fuck alone, right? And California's already got a really super slow fucking speed limit, huh? 55 mile an hour, that's some Stone Age bullshit right there that really no one even pays attention to. When the trucks are all blowing past me, they're all like foreigner junk piece of shit trucks, but they all say California on them. And none of us, like Michigan trucks or anything, dare to go that fucking fast because the goddamn cops out there will target us to get our fucking money, right? We know that's true. So we got to creep on through there, get in and get the fuck out, like I said. But, alright, let's say with these this article right here is talking about, basically speed limiters. But they're talking about the ones that, like, you know, they don't have to be 55 miles an hour. They can be 50 miles an hour. But they all say California on them. And none of us, like Michigan trucks or anything, dare to go that fucking fast because the goddamn cops out there will target us to get our fucking money, right? We know that's true. So we got to creep on through there, get in and get the fuck out, like I said. But, alright, let's say with this article right here is talking about basically speed limiters. But they're talking about the ones that, like, You put them on all the vehicles so that it reads and you can't go more than 10 mile an hour over the speed limit in certain speed zones. That is the whole fucking cart before the horse bullshit that is just going on in this country constantly these days. That when you're old like me, you get all fired up, you know, and you want to just sit around and watch CNN and fucking yell at the TV, right? Maybe shoot that son of a bitch or something, the TV, right? Better be clear on that. Don't want fucking, you know, no problems with the fucking government, right? But anyway, so how's that shit work, right? Sit there, if you got these cameras, mine don't do it, but I've had them where they tell you, you know, reduce speed and all this shit. They're reading the signs, right? Right, Sizzlin? Sizzlin has one. Rob has one. I've had them. Watch your GPS. Watch your fucking Google Maps. You know what I mean? That shit's not accurate. Not even fucking close to fucking accurate, right? This would be sitting there telling you you're in a 40 mile an hour zone and you're on a fucking highway and shit. Sometimes it thinks you're out in the field. We're not there with that technology yet. So you're talking about having cars that are going to slow down and trucks that are going to slow down in certain speed zones? Wow, that's going to be a shit show like that whole Waymo deal, right? You have all these cars cruising along, the shit's going to fuck up, they're going to slow down, it's going to cause accidents. Well, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing? Maybe ain't even morning where you're at. I have no idea, but either way, I hope you're having a great day today, huh? Or a great night, or great whatever the fuck. I know I just popped out of my majigger back here, and I'm like, oh yeah, baby. I am an American trucker, and I am happy to get in this here seat and just ride this bitch for like 10 or 11 hours today. This is, whew, I'm just fired about this whole deal. But you know, I'll say something, right? I probably ended up saying like 5 things, you know, because I ramble on. But did you also, never mind. The whole swearing thing, you know, I go out in public here. Just to let y'all know, just to clarify something, I don't swear in public. I ain't one of these people that you're hearing it. Drives me crazy. You know, you're in a restaurant and you're like, oh, motherfucker and cocksucker and all this shit up in the restaurant. Hell, the employees are doing it, you know? You know, to touch on that scamming bullshit again, damn, what's going on in the world, right? We got all this technology, which is supposed to be great, and all of us truck drivers are going to be out of jobs because they're going to magically make all these trucks drive themselves, right? Oh, you better watch out for that one. That one's definitely on the fast track to fucking never happening in my lifetime anyway. But with all the cyber, you know, fucking scamming and shit's going on, my daughter just got hit for like $1,950. My dad's got some issues. I got LifeLock now. You know, normally I don't waste my money on shit like that, but it's kind of an issue. It's kind of stressful, right? Technology's great. I come from the 80s and stuff. Like, we got an Atari. My dad bought us an Atari, and if you've ever played Atari, it's just like pixel blocks. It's very primitive, but it was fucking awesome. And other than that, I mean, we had a party line on our phone, you know, where the neighbor would pick up the phone and be like, get the fuck off the phone. You'd be like, fuck you, you know, blah, blah, all this crap. We didn't have a lot of technology. And the technologies that we have now are freaking awesome. But they're pushing too much, man. It's just too much shit. Look at this other one here real quick. This Wabash deal with the underskirt shit. They've been trying to get to the side underskirts underneath these trailers. I don't know, I'm torn on that. Part of me says just fucking put them underneath there to make them happy. But they already, when I came into trucking, we didn't have that DOT bar there. There was nothing down there, dude. You ran into the back of a truck, brother, and you just went up underneath that shit and you got deep, you know, your head is gone. You're dead. You're gone. Shit happens, right? Well, Wabash did everything up to the regulation standards that the United States said that they were supposed to do. Yet they're still getting fucking sued for $460-some million because of people running in the back of trucks and dying. Well, how about this? Don't run in the back of the truck and die. It's unfortunate. I wouldn't want my family to have it happen, but we fucking die. That's what happens. That's guaranteed. We fucking die, right? And how about you look at some of the highways sometimes, especially now, drivers, with the way these road conditions are. Am I fucking lying when you can goddamn near lose control of your truck if you try to do the speed limit on some of these interstate highways? You have to go below the speed limit because your fucking truck is jumping all over the place. And then you throw in these construction zones that just got some willy-nilly shit going here and there. Fuck the government. But you crash on the highway because, let's say, the highway buckled, right? You ever seen that? They buckle. Go look at the fucking internet shit sometimes, man. and the highway buckled and you hit that buckle and you crash and you fucking die, right? Can you sue the fucking government? Can you sue the people who built the highway? No, because they're all covered for that bullshit, right? But you can sue the trailer manufacturer. Don't you just want to be violent? Don't you just want to be violent sometimes? Come on. You know you do. You just want to be violent sometimes. You know, but the violence is not the answer. You know, I was thinking about something, right? Here we go. You know, as truckers, we're kind of badass. Come on. Come on, we are, right? We just get underestimated and then underappreciated and a lot of underwords like that. Plus, we got a bunch of dipshits out here that make us look stupid. You know, we lost all of our respect. But here's the deal. Here's what I was thinking about. Most of us, a lot of us, think about it, right? Think about it. Well, you don't even know what I'm saying yet. We provide housing for other people that we don't even use. Like, if you got a family, right? If you got, like in my case, an elderly parent, shit like that, right? They get to chill in the house all the time that we're paying for, and we're out here on the road living in our little truck. See, this is the shit that where the world's just took a dump. I got this friend, right, that I loosely call a friend, right? He is my friend because he's been my friend for like 20-some years. My kids grew up calling him an uncle, you know what I mean? But he's a bad motherfucker. He does all kinds of bad shit, right? I think he's in prison right now. I don't know. He was. He might be back out again. But this dude, like, he obviously steals and stuff like that, but he also will burn your fucking house down. Like, he's done it several times. He blew up the neighbor's house. He'll do this shit if you fuck with him or his family. He'll do this shit if you pay him to do it, right? And that's one reason I call him a friend, to be honest. You know, he is my friend. We went through some shit. And he wasn't always like that. He used to be a different guy. He changed when he got into drugs and all that. But, I'll be honest, I've kept him around a lot in my life because if you fuck with me, I'll have him blow your goddamn house up. A little bit of truth to that, really. And I've tried to be there for him. But here's my point. The shit that he does it balls out. You know what I mean? He goes over and he burns your fucking house down. He, like, catches your car on fire. He fucking cuts your tires. He does shit that's not good. I'm not justifying it. But he gets out there and he actually does it. You know, he puts in some work, right? And then he goes to prison. And then he gets out of prison and he goes to prison. This prison system's pretty ridiculous because, you know, he should be in there for life just for the shit I've saw over the past 10 years. All right, a while back, like, I don't know, I guess it was only like a year and a half, 2 years ago or something like that. Not even that long ago. I had some people fucking kick in my door, do a home invasion on me, beat the living fuck out of me. I had to leave in an ambulance and all that shit, and they robbed me, right? Well, that was bullshit, and it does piss me off. But they put in the work, man. They fought me. They took the risk that I had a gun in there. They kicked in my door, right? They did all that shit. How about the people that just stole my pickup? God damn, that's been months, right? They still haven't found that. I don't think they're gonna find it. I believe that pickup's in Russia or Cuba or some shit, and somebody's cruising around fucking chilling right now. Or at least in 1,000 pieces somewhere. Now that pisses me off. I lost a lot of fucking money on that pickup truck. You know, I almost had that fucker paid off and shit. And it was better than this fucking car I have now. But they put in the work, man. They juked me. I fell for it. They threatened me. I had to run. I ran. They took my pickup. It was either my ass or my pickup. So I saved my ass because the pickup's insured. They put in the work. They weren't just sitting behind some fucking computer stealing somewhere, you know. Yo, what's up? Got a little thought for y'all here. We gotta have a serious discussion right now about the messed up shit that goes on in this world. First of all, you know, I got a little parking hack for you if you got enough balls to do it. I don't, but you know, Pilot Flying J and all that, they sell the pilot hats and shirts and all that. First of all, who the fuck buys those and wears those? Like, why the fuck would you want to do that? Like, maybe if you gave me one for free, I probably still wouldn't wear it. But anyhow, just go and buy yourself a Pilot Flying J hat and shirt. You got guaranteed parking wherever you want if you got enough nuts to do it, huh? Just pull in the truck stop and walk up to the driver's door and knock on the door and be like, you can't park here. I need you to move. Right? Huh? You might get your ass kicked, but we'll see. Anyway, here's some thought for you, right? Boy, you gotta be real watching shit up in this world, huh? So I buy my cigarettes. I know, right there we got the, you know, some people are like, oh, it's cigarettes. Ugh, that's gross. I vape. I'm gonna die a painful death. But anyway, don't worry about me. I'm me. You know, I love you too, but don't worry about me. I'm alright. I like them. You know what I'm saying. My bad. I like them. Anyway, Trucking Joe bought me one, or Trucking with Joe bought me a pack the other day, right? I appreciate it, bud. But I roll into Missouri here because I gotta buy all my smokes out on the big road, because back in my pad, you know, they're like $100 or more a carton, right? Well, I come into Missouri thinking I need to get me some smokes. I start stopping over in the St. Louis area, you feel me? $100 and some a motherfucking carton. Well, now I'm down the road from there. They were $110 a carton back there. I just grabbed them right now. I got 2 cartons for $107 for 2 cartons. Half price. So speaking on that whole suing people shit, you know, I gotta tell you a quick story, quick tale from the truck, tale from the old days, right? So a little backstory is I used to own a lawn care, landscaping, snow removal, property maintenance company, right? So we worked for primarily rich people, because us poor motherfuckers can't really be hiring people to do our shit. We gotta do it ourselves, right? And we'd basically cater to these bastards that had like multiple houses that cost more than the houses that we lived in and all that shit. And rich people can be really nasty when it comes to trying to fuck you over. Part of the reason I don't have that business anymore, because I can't fucking stand them. Alright, so on the whole suing thing, I'm just gonna tell you a couple examples. Just mowing lawns, right? Believe it or not, that was kind of one of the primary parts of that income on that business. But just mowing lawns, what we used to have to do is, if you're familiar with weed whippers, weed whackers, whatever you want to call it, right? If you hit siding on houses and shit like that too much, it'll chip the siding and break it. If it does that, then they sue you, and your insurance company has to pay not to just have that one side of the house re-sided, because then it won't match the other side perfectly and it won't be the same siding and shit, the whole entire fucking house. Then they raise your insurance rates, and you're pretty well fucked when you're running a small business the way I was running it, right? So what I learned that I had to do is we'd have to go out there when we got a mowing contract, and I would have to take and make a video, right, just to cover my ass. And I had it twice, where people came back and tried to sue my company to get their house re-sided. And these were fucking doctors and lawyers and shit, right? Coming after a guy who's got 3 kids and a wife, and I'm running a goddamn lawn care business off a double wide trailer in my fucking garage. And that's how dirty them fuckers are. And you got 3 houses on 3 lakes. You're paying more a year in taxes than I'm fucking, you know, worth, right? And you're trying to get that shit out of me. I had that twice, and I ended up beating the lawsuits because I had the fucking video footage. You see on that window right there, it says, I don't fear death, right? But my conscience dies. That's death. That's true, ain't it? And let me tell you how much I just pushed that whole reefer down there, huh? I need a haircut, dude. Huh? What do you think? Or grow it all the way out? I pushed that reefer. I had to put 48 gallons in that bitch, dude. She was about to spitter and sputter, son. And I wouldn't do that if I was hauling ice cream or something. Just so y'all know, that's only because I'm hauling frozen meat, and if I did run out, I could run it for a little while and get it fueled up. You know, you don't want to do that ice cream. That'll ruin the whole load real fast. But also on that note, while you're learning some shit from the old boy here, huh? Remember, people, remember, don't go to pick up with over a half a tank of fuel in your truck, right, Sizzlin? Because unless you know how much weight you're picking up, I wouldn't do it. Just trying to help, especially if you're doing produce. Because that shit will put you over, man. It'll put you over. They load it heavy. So, you're welcome. You know, I think Robert Plant said it well. Have you ever heard that song by Robert Plant, Ship of Fools? He says, going crazy on a ship of fools. I feel like that. When you build this truck's house brand new, right? This fucking hill. It's on a hill. We're all parked on a hill, man. I'm like sliding up to the front here. I mean, my fucking monster over here, I have to wedge it. It keeps vibrating off the table. Like, what? Wait, really? Well, being this video kind of has to have that theme of like retribution and, you know, fuck around and find out type shit. It made me think of another story back when I was a youngster, right? When I was working for that concrete company. So the owner of the concrete company, he kind of took a liking to me because I was a young man, you know, and he was like going to teach me around the whole business and all that types of shit, right? Well, one day after work, he was like, I want you to be to work tomorrow at like 1:45 a.m. Like, what? We always started early, but I'm like, all right, whatever, man. Boss man wants me here. I get there. He says, go grab the truck and trailer, put 2 Jersey barriers and a Bobcat on there. If you don't know what a Jersey barrier is, that's the cement walls they put out on construction sites and shit like that to divide the road. And I'm like, all right, okie dokie. That's a little bit weird because usually when we take Jersey barriers, we take a whole flatbed full. But whatever the man says, you do it, right? So I'm out there getting ready to chain up the Bobcat and everything, and he comes walking out and he's like, no chains. Well, fuck, what? I would get yelled at for that kind of shit. Taking that shit down the road with no chains on it? Okay. And he's like, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna follow me, right? When I park, he's like, first of all, go start that Bobcat and leave it running. Okay. We do that in the winter sometimes, you know, when we're hauling them, but that was a little bit strange. He said, when I park, then you get out, you drop those ramps quietly. Right there I knew, oh man, we're doing something. And then he said, just get ready to unload those Jersey barriers. I'm like, all right, I follow him. He's in his Tahoe. We go into this Richie Rich residential neighborhood, pull up in front of this house. He parks, he starts running back there. I run back there, put the ramps down. He jumps in the Bobcat. We start unloading the Jersey barriers, and he sets them right behind this dude's garage, you know, right in front of the door. And he loads the Bobcat, and he's like, let's go. Get the fuck out of here. Well, I was a young man. I had the utmost respect for this man. I thought he was just, you know, Elvis walking, right? I ain't say shit. I ain't asking a question. Which in hindsight, that's why he grabbed a 20-year-old man, because he knew the kid wouldn't ask a word about it or say a word about it, right? I found out later on that dude owed him some money for something, so he was blocking his bitch ass in his garage, which really would cost you quite a bit, right? You have to call a wrecker out there, and they'd have to bring a Bobcat and move the Jersey barriers and all that, so yeah, it's one of those fuck around and find out things.
Time to beat up, got the neighbors sitting knocking on the floor. Time to heat up, baby, see her when she walking through the door. If he ain't spend it, she could have him, man, that nigga gotta go. Say that it's up, but they still counting all this money on the floor. We be balling off the course, we be really making plays. She don't really want no beef if she can't say it to my face. Girl, that man was never mine, I just was going through a phase. So please control your hoe before I put it in her place.